Hey creatives, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hey, how you doing? Today we are going to be making a Breakable Bear dessert box, which includes a Breakable Bear that you can smash open, as well as a dozen chocolate covered strawberries. Now, I don't oftentimes use colored chocolate, but I do when it's just more time efficient for me. So I ended up using the Make and Mold brand, which I got from my local Hobby Lobby, as well as Color Mill, just to make the chocolate darker and the desired shade that I wanted for this particular order. Now, what you will be needing for this particular dessert box is, of course, some chocolate, some food coloring if you have one. For chocolate, it is best to use an oil dye. I do not recommend anything else. Color Mill is an excellent brand. What you'll also need next is a breakable heart mold. You can find it on Amazon or whatever platform you can find it on, Etsy as well. Some chocolate molds that are going to, obviously be graduation theme, as well as a dozen strawberries. Disclaimer, you are going to see me do this Breakable Bear twice because the first one I ended up doing very well, but then I messed up because I went back in and tried to alter some things, and then I had to do it a second time. So that is what you are seeing me do. And the first time I did it was just a lot of manipulation to it, and it shouldn't have been that hard. And I realized what happened in the process and what really went wrong and why, as you can see, I'm kind of struggling to put it on, is because it was on backwards, y'all. It was on backwards, unfortunately. But it still ended up coming out really nice the second time and the first time. Anywho, we are going to move on to our chocolate covered strawberries. I love dipping strawberries just because it's so fun and so easy when you know how to do it right. But anyways, we are dipping our chocolate covered strawberries. The reason why I ended up dipping that one twice is because I accidentally touched it and I just needed to fix it. But I am doing 4 navy blue chocolate covered strawberries as well as 4 yellow chocolate covered strawberries. And then for the last 4, it is actually going to be a marble effect of both the blue and the yellow. So, it can give a bit of contrast. Wait till you see the finished results and you're going to see it all come together and just look so nice. Something I like to do is always dip my chocolate covered strawberries fresh. So in between each and every single strawberry that I dip, I am wiping off like any condensation of water that may have come from the strawberries just getting out of, the water that it was cleansed in. So with that being said, always just make sure that your strawberries are wiped dry, because the water from the strawberries or any type of liquid in the chocolate can seize the chocolate and just make the texture just all wrong. And as far as the marble effect goes for the other strawberries, you can do this 1 or 2 ways. I don't know if there are any other ways that exist out here, but these are the 2 most common. You can either do this method that I'm doing here, and that is pouring chocolate into chocolate, or the next method could be whether you want to add the color dye into chocolate, and that will give the desired effect that you want as well, just to make sure you have a marble effect going on. So I wanted to slow down this portion of the video because I wanted to show you guys what I was referencing in the beginning when I said that I ended up messing up the chocolate bear just because there were cracks in it. Now they weren't that much, but you can see them because it has those holes in it. And as you can see what I'm doing, I don't know what came over me and why I thought this would be a great idea, but I'm doing this and showing you this so that way you guys can learn from me and not actually do from me. At least not this portion of the video. But as you can see, I ended up pouring way more than I needed to, and this is how it came out, obviously, because I poured so much yellow, and rather than finding a different way to fixing the actual breakable heart mold. But I don't know if there was another way to fix it, but I just ended up redoing it and making sure that this time I did it the way I was supposed to. And this actually did help with just the certainty of, I want to make sure that I am giving a product that I am proud of and not just, it can pass. I did end up putting the Breakable Bear in the freezer for about 15 minutes just to make sure everything did solidify, and that's about all the time that you need. Here I am just doing the little decoration, so that way when everything comes out, I will end up decorating them. This is the best method for me. I like to put the chocolate into the cavities and then put them all on a plastic plate just so it's easy for transportation. And if you are a person that wants to elevate their treats to a different level and degree, I would definitely say invest in chocolate molds, because that's going to take it up a notch each and every single time. And this, all you have to do is literally transfer chocolate to a mold. So definitely invest in mold, guys. Oh my gosh, y'all, it came out and it came out so cute. I got to clean the edges, but let me just say, first and foremost, this one has such potential, but there were just cracks in it. This one doesn't have cracks in it because, listen, I was manipulating it way too much the first time, but this time it came out so good, and I made sure that I filled the edges. And what really helped me was to make sure it was coated on all sides rather than using the pressure of the mold to make sure that it goes in. But I made sure that it was coated on all sides, and that worked in my favor. I have to clean it up, but it's so freaking cute. And really what happened with this one was it was almost perfect, but there were just a little cracks on it, and I wanted it to I wanted it to be perfect. This is a graduation. It's an important event. And what ended up happening was I just ended up trying to fill those cracks, but the yellow seeped way too much over. And as you can see what the bottom was looking like, it was looking very similar to this, but I just ended up messing up with this coat. But I'm just so happy with how this turned out, and it really just goes to show practice makes perfect, even if you got to do it a second time. So now that I have all of my molds coming out of their cavity, I am going to put them to the side. And now it is time to place everything in the box, y'all. This is the part that I love to do because I get to see everything come together. And I just started off doing and organizing the box how I wanted to. Which is very key and essential because I knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't know how I wanted it to be placed. So just move things around. I would say put it on before you actually solidify it on there. So as you can see, I am playing around with the placement of things, but I'm not actually, I don't want to say gluing it on, but we'll just use gluing it on for this term. But it's not actual glue. I'm just using some melted chocolate in a piping bag and then sticking it on there with that chocolate. And you are going to repeat that process until you get the desired look, until you are finished. For some of the decorations, I did add some gold luster dust to them because I didn't want it to be so monochrome in the sense of there was no vibrancy to it. I do like when I'm making treats for there to be contrasting elements to my treat boxes, so I did want to add some gold luster dust to make it shimmer and just make it pop. I also added some gold flakes. Again, this is what brings the contrasts of different elements. As you guys know, if you don't, now you will. What's unique about Taysty Treatz, my business, of course, obviously, is the fact that I do not charge per decoration. So because this would be very hard to pinpoint the exact pricing of every single little detail. So rather than that being the case, I just charge by decor level. So being that the golden strawberry is the embodiment of my logo, I definitely made sure to make the gold level the highest tier of the decor style that you can get, and this is the highest tier. So what the gold level actually includes is really just going the extra mile to make sure that each and every single dessert piece is decorated and there's so much more thought that's put into it. And this is by any means necessary. I just want to make sure that it looks as great as possible. The other dessert levels that I offer are going to be bronze and silver, and of course gold being the highest tier. And that just includes that much more work that goes into it. So, you know, the gold flakes, the gold luster dust, as well as every single decor piece in this is decorated. And here's the final result. Let me know down in the comments below, is this gold tier worthy, or do you think I could have taken it up a notch? If so, tell me what you would have done down in the comments below to make it a gold level Taysty Treat dessert box. And while you're at it, if you're new here, do not forget to subscribe because you will be seeing more content like this from me. And I will see you guys in the next video.